My name is Steve D, and I am here to talk to you about increasing your perceived value in the wedding DJ industry. So, as an ex professional DJ, recently retired, I'm here to give away all of the things that I learned over my 25 years and my hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of weddings to help you guys increase your value and increase your bottom line, increase the price that you can charge for your weddings. So there's usually a good budget for a DJ and especially a good DJ. So we're going to increase our perceived value in this video, and that is increase the price that people are expecting to pay when they contact you. So I like to think of perceived value as a bit like an onion, loads and loads of layers, and each individual layer doesn't really change a lot. But when all of your layers are strong, then you've got a premium product. So couples decide how much you're worth within seconds of getting on to your website. Yeah, so before they've even spoken to you, they've got an idea of what they think you are gonna, of what you're gonna charge. So we need to make sure that we are as polished as possible. So when you do issue these higher prices, it's not a surprise to anybody. So the first impressions is going to be your website. We need our website to be professionally made. Unless you're very, very talented at doing it yourself, get a professional in. You don't have to spend 10,000 on it, but you probably do have to spend somewhere between 750 to 1250 on getting a very nicely polished website. A modern sort of classically designed website that works on mobile it builds trust from the very first click, especially if it's quick. It's not cluttered. All of your links work. It's not outdated. We've got clear messaging on there that you're a specialist wedding DJ. Your text is short, confident. You're not waffling or trying to sell extras or anything like that. And then we're going to be talking about on our website, we're going to be talking about the outcomes that you deliver. A lot of DJs get stuck on the mindset of your equipment is your product. You only have to look at Facebook adverts or Instagram adverts when DJs are advertising their services. It's almost always a picture of their setup, which looks lovely, by the way, and they're very proud of it. You know, we all like the gear, which is why I got into DJing, because I like the equipment, but that is not your product. Your product is being able to fill a dance floor. Essentially, your product is a full dance floor, and you need to convince people that you can do that in consistently almost every single time, and it's up to you to deliver that. So let's talk about what you provide, the type of music you enjoy playing, how people can trust you, and things like that. You've got to really dial up your website. So your visual identity is going to be your second layer of your onion, so to speak. So on our website, we've got a nice clear website. We've got a good URL or a good web address, and we've populated it with some good text, some personal text about you. Second up, we need some excellent quality images. Your images is what's going to sell you. People say pictures paints 1,000 words, and that is absolutely true. You can talk until you're blue in the face about how good you are and how good your mixing is and how good your equipment is, but unless people are seeing photo after photo after image, good quality images of people on that dance floor in front of you, then that just sells the whole thing. And you're going to need multiple different events, so it's very clear that there's no point in just taking loads of photos at one event and posting all the different pictures from that event, because you might have just hit it out of the park once. You've got to have multiple different events. So the easiest way to do that, and the easiest way to up your value, is to add photography as a free option, and we'll talk about that. But we need to be avoiding iPhone photos on our website. Definitely. We need to be avoiding dark or blurry or just cluttered images, ones that don't really do anything. We need a professional camera over phone images, and you can hire a professional camera. You can ask around your friends, someone's going to have one somewhere. You might have an amateur photographer in your friend group or your family or somebody like that. Get them down to your gigs, pay them for an hour out your budget, and get them to get some really nice images of your parties in full flow, the dance floor being rammed. Take some images of your setup, but don't let that be the hero of your website. Let the hero of your website be bride and groom on the dance floor, surrounded by their family and friends, all having a great time. That is what's going to sell your business, and that's what people want from you. We need we need elegant setups. It's got to be symmetrical. You've got to have a booth. Everything's got to be tidy. I'm a big fan of cable management. These are the hallmarks of a professional. It's got to be good quality equipment, branded from reputable brands, no entry-level equipment. But then also, you don't need the latest CDJs. You don't need a 5, 6, 7 grand PA system. It's all nice to haves, but it is not necessary. Most people that are booking you are not going to know their EVs from their function ones, from their void, from their anything. So get yourself a good PA system from a reputable brand like RCF, FBT. DB Technologies is a great one, very underrated, owned by RCF. I always went for DB Technologies. Great quality, but not massively expensive. Very, very good. So get your setup symmetrical, get it looking nice so you look the part. Also dress properly. That's all part of your visual identity. Your visual identity is how you present yourself. I'm just in a hoodie today. We're just talking about stuff online. And this is kind of how I would dress when I arrived at a wedding to set up. So I'd arrive dressed like this, maybe jeans, trainers, clean, but sort of casual. I would do the setup, set up all my equipment, do the sound check, get the lights, get everything sorted out. And then when I'm ready to press play, hopefully I've got half an hour, 45 minutes before I need to start. So I would have already arranged with the venue if I can have a space to go and get ready. And that's when I get changed into what I am going to play in. And if I'm doing a high-end wedding, I'm going to be in a 3-piece suit. I'm going to have the pants, the jacket, the waistcoat. I'm going to have a very smart tie. I'm going to have the tie pin. I'm going to be looking $1 million. And I tell you what, it gets noticed. Don't let anyone tell you that what you wear doesn't matter. It absolutely matters, especially if you're coming to their wedding. So I like to dress at least as well as a guest, if not one of the groomsmen. So, like I said, I'd be very well dressed. So when I first come in, I would do my setup. I might go and say hello to the bride and groom just to put their mind at rest that I am there. So that's crucial. And then they obviously see you dressed in jeans and trainers, and they just assume that that's what you're going to wear to play. But then you do the setup, you come back in, and then now you're dressed to the nines. I've got a nice watch on. I've got good aftershave. I've been to the barbers and had my beard trimmed and everything. Got my head shaved because I'm bald these days. And you're looking as good as you can look. I mean, you can't do too much when your head's like this, but you can dress yourself well. And I tell you what, every time you went back and said, right, I'm ready to start, let me know when you want to do your first dance and things, everyone's jaws dropped and it got mentioned every single time I reintroduced myself. So do not underestimate the price of a 150 quid suit from Next or River Island or wherever you get your suits from. Doesn't need to be Versace. Just go and get yourself a nice matching suit. Get yourself some good shoes that are comfortable and get yourself a decent belt and a tie pin. Really finish the look. Get yourself a nice tie. Get yourself a few nice ties. Because that, above all else, got mentioned the most, is that I looked so smart to come to their wedding. And it matters to them because you've made effort to come to their wedding. So that's what it's all about. So yeah, as well as we've got to have consistency across our platform. So we've got, we dress properly and everything like that. But back to our website, we've got to have consistency. So get yourself a logo made. Don't be getting ChatGPT to do one. Don't be having Canva generate you a generic one. Go onto Fiverr, find a very good designer. You can get them for next. You could have a wonderful website made, a wonderful logo made, various different types, colors, and different styles for probably 100 quid. And that will pay dividends because that logo can give you consistency across all of your platforms. It can be on your website, it can be on your social media, it can be on even on the side of your van, if you're going to sign write a van, on your business cards. It can be everywhere. So it offers consistency across your platforms. Your platform should have the same sort of color tone. So if you go onto like Rolex or something like that, their website and their social media and everything they put out will have like a color palette. So find yourself a color palette that works for you and keep it consistent. And that is professionalism. And that again increases that perceived value and is another layer to your onion on its own, neither here nor there. But we're now done the third layer of our onion. Fourth layer of it, I would say, is be a specialist in your field. Nobody wants a jack of all trades. If you're coming to hire an electrician to rewire your house, you don't want one that can do a bit of plumbing and a bit of plastering, and he can do a bit of floor laying on the side, and he does carpets and he does groundwork, and he can chuck a kitchen in. You want a specialist to do that job. You want a guy who does that job day in, day out, and he knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows exactly how to do it to an excellent standard. So if you are serious about being a wedding DJ, go all in. Be a specialist wedding DJ and have that front and center, top line of your website. Don't be doing DJ for all occasions, suitable for all ages and all occasions. I'll play anything. It's just a bit of a jack of all trades. And sometimes saying no to everything increases your value. Like on my website, I hate like YMCA and Cha Cha Slide and all those dance move songs. I know it's fodder for a lot of DJs, and I'm not slagging you off if that's the kind of stuff you play, but I really can't stand it. And there's a lot of people who can't stand that as well. And there's a lot of people that are worried that you're going to turn up and play all that kind of stuff at their wedding. And there's a lot of people afraid of that. I used to have it on my website that I will not play that kind of thing. So saying no increases that value just a little bit. But also being a specialist wedding DJ, you can have a niche within being a specialist DJ. Like I was a club DJ. When I first started DJing weddings in the early 2000s, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, I wanted to bring sort of modern music. I wanted to get away from the Birdie song and all those sort of cheesy YMCA, which is what all the wedding DJs were doing at the time, all on the mic between every song, waffling nonsense. I wanted to get away from all of that. I wanted a club style experience for people, and it went amazing. I mean, everybody does it now, but if you like rock music, if you're big into your indie, if you're huge on R&B or whatever it is genre that you really love and you really love listening to, then that's your specialty. There's people out there that are desperate for that. You might have to travel a bit further, but people are going to seek you out for that. And me being a huge clubbing fan, I was clubbing from the day I was allowed in. I was going to Cream and Gatecrasher, and I've been to Ibiza 10 times. I loved dance music. I listened to it all the time. My knowledge base in dance music was huge. I could mix to a really good standard. I've had turntables since I was 15. I've still got some of my vinyls up here. And that was my specialty, is being able to cater for the people who are also big fans of dance music. Obviously, you can't just play dance music all night, but you can play a good hour at the end and have a good old rave up. I've had a good rave up in Marquise with 350 people where the smoke machines are going and the lasers are going, the bass bins are on full, and it's been carnage. I've got loads of videos and pictures that I can put on my website to show you what it used to be like. So having a niche is not something to be afraid of, and saying no is powerful. And then couples trust experts. If you're an expert in a field, it just helps build that trust that you're a specialist, you know what to do, you know how to behave, and you're really good and you're professional at that. So clear positioning removes any doubt. Generalists, they compete on price, but specialists compete on expertise, and you can set yourself apart and write your own. You can make your own prices basically because there's no one else doing what you're doing. So authority signals then. We've got years of specializing in weddings. That's what builds that authority. Venue recommendations, getting involved with the venues, being really complimentary, speaking to the owners, speaking to the wedding planners, being helpful, being considerate, not being a diva in any way, not being a problem. And those venue recommendations are absolutely priceless. If you can just get 2 or 3 venues who recommend you, then you're golden. You'd probably be working every weekend, because every venue has a wedding on every weekend. You only need 1 gig a weekend, don't you? Or maybe 2. So if you're in with the venues, that's a really great way. So really do put in the effort with the staff, be friendly with them. When you've finished your drinks, if you've had a pint of water or a glass of lemonade or something, take your glass back to the bar. All these little things just add to your onion with the venue. So also get testimonials, strong testimonials and strong reviews. We really need to be concentrating on reviews and gaining and receiving positive reviews. Easiest way to do that: under promise, over perform every time. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell the bride and groom, I'm going to arrive at 6 p.m. to start my setup, whereas in reality I know I'm going to be there at 5:30. Just tell them half an hour later. That's all you need to do. So they're expecting you at 6. At 5:30, 5:20, you roll in. You've already said hi. And they know that you're there. So you're already on a plus. You're already on a 6 or a 7. You haven't even played a tune yet. You haven't even got your stuff out of the van, and you're already in the green. But if you turn up 5 minutes late, they've already been panicking for 20 minutes, and you turning up 5 minutes late doesn't. I mean, they're glad that you're there, but they're furious that you've put them through that. So don't ever, ever, ever be late. I used to sit in the car park for an hour and play on my phone. If I had one that was a distance away, don't ever be late. I was never late. I've probably done 1,500 gigs, maybe more. I was never late for a single one of them. I was an hour early, 2 hours early for some of them, especially if they were far away and I was worried about traffic. Or I'd get nearby and then I'd go for my dinner at a pub round the corner or a McDonald's round the corner, just so I know I'm nearly there. And that just puts everyone's mind at risk. We're trying to reduce risk and reduce problems for the bride and groom. So perceived value is influenced before you've even spoken to them. They know what you're worth and they know what they want to pay before they've even bothered contacting you. So if your website looks tidy, you've got loads of great images on there, they're sold. Your reviews are excellent and gushing. You want really good reviews from your people. Get them on Google, get those Google reviews in, because Google also helps with your search engine optimization, or SEO, which we'll go into a lot more in future videos. Excuse me. So they're about to contact you. They've clicked on your contact page. What's on your contact page? Hopefully a picture of you. Get yourself on there, maybe in your suit, maybe looking great, maybe a picture of you behind your setup or something. But let's tidy up our contact page. So we've got a contact form, which is going to come to your email, but we're also going to pay a little bit extra, and we're going to have a custom email address. We're not going to have a Gmail. We're not going to have a Hotmail. We're not going to have any of these generic email providers. We're going to have a custom one linked to our website. And I used to use G Suite, which is Google's business suite. I think it's about £11 a month, and you can have a custom email. It'll go through to your Gmail app just like normal, but for your customers, then that is a nice indicator that you're professional. And it's, again, another little layer to your onion. Again, on its own, not a big deal, but added with all the other, we're really starting to build something here now. So with that custom email, like I said, I use G Suite, which is Google's thing. I had all my notifications on. I always have my app updated, and I had push notifications on, persistent banners. I had the audible notifications, and the key to that is I know when I hear that noise that I've set for my Google, I know that that's a customer trying to get in touch with me, and that is when I drop everything, no matter what I'm doing, within reason. If I'm driving somewhere, I'll pull in at the next available opportunity and I'll reply to that message. If I'm just about to go to sleep and I see my phone light up and it's a customer, I reply straight away. I don't care that it's 11 o'clock at night or it's 7 in the morning or whatever. I'm going to be there for them and I'm going to reply to them straight away. And that fast response time puts you in the top 10%. And that, even if that's all you did, just reply quickly, especially to that initial email. Reply to that initial email quickly with a personalized response. No AI responses. Don't care what anybody says. People want personal responses when it comes to their wedding. Don't reply with with automated responses. Write a proper response yourself. It takes a little bit more time, a little bit more effort, but it pays dividends, and it's yet another layer on your onion of your professionalism. And if you've responded personally to their email, they know it's not an automated response because you've added in some details and you've asked a question. Don't ever quote on the first response. Always sort of have a back and throw. Even if they've given you quite a lot of information, find something, oh, we want to start at 7 o'clock. Ask them what time they're going to finish, or ask them how many people are coming so you can size the PA system correctly for the amount of people. Ask them something and then they respond. Try and ask them something else before sending your quote. And if you get that back and you're building rapport with every time you reply within a few minutes, you're building rapport, you're showing that you're sharp, you're on top of your game. And this again is another layer around. We're going to be clear with our responses. We're not going to be offering any fluff. I see a lot of a lot of suppliers going, oh, well, first off, congratulations on your. It's all BS. You don't need to do any of that. Be clear, concise. Go, obviously, thank them for getting in touch. I used to just say, hi, Sarah, thanks for getting in touch. I'm available on that date and I would be happy to help. So how do I know I'm available on that date? Well, I use my calendar on my phone. That's all I ever used. It was backed up to the cloud. So if I lost my phone or anything, it was backed up. But I know whether I'm available or not at all times. All I need to do is look at my camera, my phone calendar. Don't be having a paper calendar at home or a paper diary at home that you have to go home, you have to check with the missus, you have to have everything there. So when they email you, you know right away whether you're available and whether you can quote this gig. Because I've had inquiries, cold inquiries come in, and I've booked 850 quid weddings, and it's done, dusted, deposit paid within an hour of that first initial email. Now, I guarantee if they've emailed 3 DJs, the other DJs haven't even responded within that hour, and I've booked the gig. It's done, it's sorted, and how quick you can do it. Just again, we're building those layers, and it's another little tick in your box. God, he's sharp. He's into it. He's on top of his business here. Make sure your responses are professional. They're friendly. They're not too sort of professional. You know, you've got to be professional, but make sure your grammar's correct, your spelling is on point. Nothing says unprofessional like poor grammar, poor spelling. You can even ask ChatGPT, like put your response into him and get him to spell check for you or grammar check. And then just use calm, reassuring language. Nothing's too much trouble. Yeah, that's no problem. If they want to move it half an hour, just yep, that's no problem. I've moved that in the diary for them. Don't say, oh, it's an extra 30 quid or anything like that. Just suck it up. It is what it is. There's no point in annoying people for little bits of time here and there. You're probably going to be ready half an hour early anyway. So if people want you half an hour, obviously if they want you 2 hours later or something like that, you're probably going to have to renegotiate the price. But yeah, slow or casual communication lowers your value, and it really does. Especially, please don't ever do it. Like I've said before, don't use automatic responses because it just feels like you don't care. So social proof then, like I said before, Google reviews, they build trust and visibility. They really help your SEO. They really help your search engine optimization. You can go into your Google business profile and you can have a link created. And that link you can send to anybody. And as soon as they click it, bang, they're on your review page. They don't have to search for it. They don't have to go on your website and click through. It comes up. Then all they need to do is click the stars and write their comment, post, job done. Make it as easy as possible for you. 5-star consistency matters. So if you've had a gig and it's been a bit of a nightmare, not really anybody danced, you know, even I used to get that. I've had it, even one of my last gigs. It was, unfortunately, the father of the bride passed away sort of a couple of weeks before the wedding unexpectedly. So there was like a real sort of somber vibe there and nobody really danced. It ended early and it wasn't really any good. They said they had a good time and everything, but I didn't ask for a review for that simply because it wasn't my fault that it was a bit of a dud, but I don't want to risk them giving me a 4-star or a 3-star. It's like, oh, I didn't really get the party started, because there's a reason for that, and sometimes it may or may not be your fault. But if you've rocked out an 8, a 9, or a 10, and it's been great, then absolutely ask for a review. Absolutely. And I mentioned earlier about taking photos at your gigs. This is another little perfect thing. You take these photos at the gigs. You've made an album now of the night do, which the professional photographer's long gone after the first dance. You can make a professional album. If you've got a good camera and you learn how to use it, it's not that difficult. I'll do a full module on how to set your camera up and how to take the pictures and how to word your contract so you can use those pictures for your own benefit as well as them getting benefit out of it. It is the easiest win-win, and it's the easiest way to your jack up your price, because they like 5 days, 3 days, whatever it is after the wedding, you're going to send them their album of everybody having a great time on the dance floor and it looking amazing, because you only go out and take photos when the dance floor is booming. When there's a bit of a lull in the middle, everyone's having the buffet, just don't take any pictures. And then when it's bouncing, that's when you're going out in between songs. Songs are 2, 3, 4 minutes. It only takes you a minute to go around and click a few photos, and then you go through and get rid of the rubbish. Send them an album of them and their mates having a great time. They'll obviously love them because it's an optional, it's an extra, and it's free included in your price. They don't pay any extra for it. Doesn't matter what they want. And 3 days later, you're going to send them this album on like a Google Drive link or a Dropbox link or something like that. They're going to love them photos. They're going to respond to you going, "Oh, the photos are amazing. Thank you so much." And that's when you can ask for your review. So that's when you go, "Oh, I'm so pleased you liked it. I was just wondering if you were happy with the service overall, would you be willing to leave a brief comment on my Google review? It really helps my website visibility and my website ranking locally. So you're telling them that they're doing you a favor, and it really helps." And then send them the link that we mentioned before so they can just go on, bang, job done. And if you do that after every gig, in a couple of years, you're going to be rising through the ranks. Okay, Google reviews bump you up. The more you've got, the higher you rank on Google Maps, which is where a lot of people find people these days. So yeah, take out all the friction of leaving a review. And that social proof sells you. Your photographs that you're going to post on your website and you're going to post on your social media sell your events, because these gigs look amazing, whether they were or not. Even if you just had people on the dance floor for an hour out of 5, take loads of pictures during that hour and it looks amazing. And then that sells your business, especially once you've done 5, 6, 7, 8. And when I finished, I got about 80 albums, and you could go through them albums and every single one of them looked great. Not every single one of them gigs were great, but all the albums look brilliant. So anyone skimming through those photos think, "Oh, this guy absolutely nails it out of the park," but you only take pictures when it's looking good. So it's perfect. It's free content for you. It's a free album that the bride and groom will cherish. It's free. It's just the perfect win-win. So get yourself a good camera and learn how to use it, and I'll do a full thing on it. But bear that in mind. So what lowers your perceived value then? So a Google or Yahoo email address, it's just a no-no. Poor spelling on your website, no. Get somebody who you could trust to proofread that website for you, or run it through one of the AI chatbots. Blurry photos, poor quality photos, inconsistent branding. Like your logo's not very good, or your logo doesn't appear on your social media. Long equipment lists. It's like, "Oh, I play off this," and loads of letters and numbers, like, "Oh, my PA system is a DBES100." Nobody knows what that means. I know what it means. You probably know what it means, but the person booking you doesn't know nor care. As long as it's capable, that's fine. Cheap language. You don't want to get rid of any cheap language. You want to get rid of any budget, affordable DJ, anything like that. Get rid of all of that. You want exclusive wedding DJ. You want specialist wedding DJ. You want things that increase your value. And now, if you can see what I mean by the onion, I know it's a bit of a cheesy sort of analogy to make, but it's true. It's no single layer makes you 300 more expensive. But when your website looks premium, your images are sharp, you position yourself as a wedding DJ specialist, you show your authority, you can prove with your having strong reviews, and you can communicate professionally, and you can carry out, you look the part. All of that together makes you a premium wedding DJ and increases your perceived value. So when you do get your next inquiry, that inquiry is expecting to pay 750, 850, 950, even 1,000, over 1,000. and they're not shocked when you give them that price, especially if you take those photos. Those photos are a great idea. I can't tell you how powerful it is. And that's how perceived value works, guys. So if you found any value in this, please subscribe to this channel. I'll get better at these. I'll have a better set. I'm just in my back office at the moment. I'll be better dressed. I just wanted to get started and get my first module out into the world. So like I said, if you've found any benefits from this, if you want to hear, if there's anything specific that you're struggling with, drop it in the comments. I'll reply. And if I feel like your topic is like serious enough that I can, or I've got enough knowledge on that I can make a video, I'll do a whole video on it. And I just want to get all of my knowledge out. I've got tons to do. I'm going to do about 12 or 14 modules, this being module 1, perceived value. Step 1, increase your perceived value. Today, go through your website, have a look at your images. Are they good enough? If they're not good enough, get rid of them. Poor images are just as bad as no images, in my opinion. Do you have Google reviews? If you haven't, or if you've got Facebook reviews and you were friendly and you did a good job for those people, send them your Google link. Ask them if they'll copy and paste it onto your Google, and really start building that Google profile and building your SEO, which we'll talk about in a later date. So I've been Steve D. I am the wedding DJ business mentor, and I'm here to help you raise your game. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.